Welcome. This is the caller. I'm just warming up before my training session, but I wanted to introduce this channel. The Calling is my digital journal, a space where you'll see my progression in golf, hear voiceovers of my thoughts, and most importantly, I'll be leaving letters for my daughter. So when she grows up, no matter where I am or what life brings, she'll always have my voice to fall back on. And if you're a father, a dreamer, or just trying to find your way, you might see yourself in this too. With that said, this is my second training session with my guy Mason at 5 Iron Golf. This ain't your average golf training video either. Think of it as, how can I say, like a window into my world. And as you watch this, excuse me if I don't talk a lot. I'm just very locked in when I train. And I just like to just pay attention. I guess you could say I'm attentive. But whoever's watching, may you learn something too. So once again, welcome and enjoy this journey with me. And subscribe. It's free. It's damn near like the only thing that's free in this world. I'll holla at y'all. Enjoy.
Club is that? Is that a wedge?
Yeah, that's a picture.
Pitch right foot. When you've been on the mat hitting at home too, anything that you've been feeling or trying to do movement wise that you've been kind of messing with? I know you haven't been able to like get out and play a little bit, but seeing some of that ball or feeling anything in the body that
mainly just like I said, just trying to keep this here.
Yeah,
And
a little
keep
bit
the
lower.
body turned.
Good.
And try not to focus too much on the ball, but focus here more.
A little bit out in front, that low point out in front a little bit more too. Nice. I like
That's
that.
what I'm starting to learn.
Kind of work on that a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Especially with on the mat too, you can work on some of that stuff at home. Yeah, good there. Contact. Hit two more there for me. I want to show you some stuff that I'm seeing. And okay. I was looking back at some of our older videos too and watching some stuff that I noticed. And I don't think we talked about last time too. One more there. Nice. All right, good strike there. I want to show you some things real quick and some stuff I'm noticing in that. And it's really kind of backswing dominant. And I think the backswing piece we'll kind of work on. I want to spend some time on that today too. But setup looks really good. A lot of good stuff there. I'll show as a reference. I'll pull up. Let me pull up JJ here. Him with a wedge too. So you're going to be referencing the pitch of that shaft and where that is at the top, or as it's getting up to the top of the backswing. And I'll show you that move here. So backswing in there and kind of at that halfway mark. And the difference in where that pitch is shafted. So big difference with JJ here on the right, that club is getting steeper earlier in the backswing, where yours tends to be a little flat early. So think of that as a reaction. So the steeper that gets early, the more that can drop and kind of work the other way down on the way down. Where if it's flat early, it's going to want to steep and come down. If that makes sense. So kind of the opposite, exactly right, kind of over a little bit. Where you get to the top, and again, bring it up to a pretty good spot there at the top. I'll clear this out so we can see that a little bit better. That gets up there. And then as we route that club down, because of that movement kind of working in this way and then up, it's going to kind of follow this loop where that kind of works that club out over. And then that club kind of kips exactly right, kind of drops across versus that falling under. So again, a lot of it's going to be early in that swing when you're feeling that movement. Again, the more of this, again, if I do it in an exaggerated sense, if I really go flat here and I kind of make this loop going back across, it's kind of where the natural momentum wants to follow, where it's here flat and then it kind of goes this way. As a drill and an experiment, that feeling, it's a one-handed swing for a second. What we're going to try to create is that I want to feel like that club gets really vertical really early. And as I change direction, I want to feel like that club falls back behind me. So I'm up in here, and as I turn to throw and swing with that right hand, I want to feel like the club drops behind me this way. Where right now it's here and out. We're going to feel up and fall back behind. So a little drill is just one-handed. Feel that go up, steep here, kind of halfway back. And then as you change direction, it's going to feel like it falls and drops underneath. Let's play with that feeling for a second. Just one-handed, no ball, just to feel that out. Again, we're going to feel like it gets steeper early. Great. So now, great. Now as you change direction, you kind of shift it. Like pretend like you're trying to throw that. I want to feel like it's there. Great. And then that thing's going to whip around. Yes, great. Okay. So feel that thing getting a little bit more vertical early. And then as you change direction, yeah, that's when it's going to kind of fall in and underneath and flatten just a little bit. Good. Okay. So feeling that up a little bit. Good. As you change direction, yeah, good. Good.
Now, do I keep my head forward as I'm turning?
Yeah, so on the way
like my head
down,
is automatically,
yeah, kind of falling that way. For this drill and the purpose, okay, if your head follows that way, probably in terms of swinging wise, that head's going to be out in front just a little bit more and then kind of follow up. So here for this, okay to let that head go just a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, good, good. One or two more like that. I'm going to film you doing that so we can see that movement. Yeah, when you one arm throw it, it tends to feel a little bit easier with that right hand. It tends to go good to get that pitch up. Great. I'll show you this one as a reference again. We'll compare it to earlier just to see what's going on different in that swing going back. So already halfway back, getting that little steeper. It's gonna want to fall in that plane. Might have kicked out just a little bit that way, but I like how that club falls in transition versus that getting out.
I feel like I'm
tumbling over that way. Exactly right. Those hands get kind of bunched up and jammed. Here we can let that release and swing through there a little bit better. Try a couple with two hands now. Same kind of feeling. Let's see if we can recreate that sensation. I've got a couple little props here for us. Feeling that. Yeah, good. Even if you have to exaggerate the feeling and really go, I'll do one with you slow. So bring it back like halfway. I'll catch it. Good. So feeling this is up in here. And now as you shift your pressure into that left foot, that feels like it falls. Yeah, there you go. Do it one more time. Feel that up. Good. As you shift, it falls here. And then you're going to feel like this is going out and around. Yeah. Almost like you're trying to swing at me over here with that path coming down. So up in there. Good. And then feel like it's out that way. Yeah. That's the biggest change and difference is feeling that momentum of the swing, pushing a little bit more to the right. Yeah. Good. Good. Play with that for a second. One or two.
So
yeah. What do you feel?
When I get here, it's body first.
Body first. You've got to feel. Yes, exactly. Think like a throw. I'm winding up. This is still probably moving up a little bit as you get to the top. But as I'm approaching the top of that backswing, I'm already starting to feel some shift into that front side to allow that lower body to get ahead of the upper body. Otherwise, if I get here and my arms go first, they tend to go out away, and that's that over the top kind of feeling too. But also, if it's here, those arms go really far back. I'm going to want to throw those arms first, and then I'm already in a position where I'm over the top. So yeah, I'm up in here, and as I shift, that's what helps drop that club down underneath. So just like a throw as I'm winding up. Yes, great there. A couple more like that. That's great. I like that speed. Feel body first. Yeah, great. The more, and what we'll feel like lateral movement. If we're really, and this was a good swing here, just to show you that. Yeah, nice, dude. So less of that tipping over. The more I shift and body first slide to the target, the more the path of that club is going to go to the right. The more I kind of spin first or arms first, the more that path's going to be more across into the left. So there's some elements like we want to have We want to have some lateral movement. We want to have some kind of turning and opening up. If they're in the wrong order, if that open up happens too soon, then that's when we get in that spot. Right. So you're in that spot. Do that one more time. Yeah, go to that top spot. That was great. So a little bit more vertical there. And you're going to feel kind of a shift. There you go. Kind of pushing to that left side. Good. This is going to drop it in. Then you can let it go. So the more you shift in that, and that's the body movement. It's really a lateral kind of shift. Dude, great there. One more time like that. I'm going to film you doing that. That was great. So feeling, yeah, good. We're going to hit some shots like that. There's some small ones there to start with and then kind of build up. This was U to U earlier, just so you can see the difference. And again, backswing wise, again, probably a little bit more up. Those hands are going up a little bit more, less behind you. There's that club tipping out. Let's see what happens in the transition here. Good. That club's going to stay back behind your hands just a little bit longer. There's your delivery position where there's earlier that club's outside of those hands. There's just a second ago. Probably create a little bit more space for those arms too. We'll probably see a little bit more extension in the arms on the way through. Less of the kind of bunched up and close. A little bit more extension and release to there too. So I like where that's going. Again, there's your turn. And we're feeling that bump. One thing I want to play with that bump, and as you're working on that shift, I want to feel like that upper body doesn't get too far on top of that lower body. So see when you shifted, that upper body's kind of leaning towards the target. I want you to kind of feel like we're still stacked on top of the ball a little bit. So when you're making that turn and that shift to the target, and this will be our first drill. I'll show you one real fast just so you hit one real fast. And I'll show you that movement. When my upper body from that position, if I'm here and I shift and that upper body goes this way, then I'm still probably going to tip that club over. I want to feel like I'm in that spot and my lower body pushes, but it stays in front of my upper body. You feel the difference like that versus that whole body drifting that way.
Okay. Yes. So it's hip
leading, correct. Hip leading. Exactly. And we hit some shots. We'll hit some small ones where you're here, feel that shift, hip leading it, and then we're through from there. So a little half swing, and again, your focus is going to be entry point kind of from that inside, just like you had been focusing on before. But now we're going to get there via some shifting of the body towards that target. So keeping that chest back and shifting, little half swings there, just to play with it. And then we'll go up a little bit longer.
I felt solid.
That was a good swing there. Yeah, good. Path's coming down a little bit. Excellent. Good. Let's tip over that club. Excellent. Yeah, great. And we'll watch the club path and see where it's going. Great. That club stayed back a lot longer there, Christian. It's good. There's impact. And there's you stacked a little bit more, so it's less of that lean going towards that target with that upper body. Good. Let's keep building on that. See if we can keep that movement going. A little bit more left there. That swing though. Do that turn and hold the top of the backswing for a second. So I'm going to tilt you a little bit away from it. Good. Now go ahead and make that turn. Good. So you're back here. Good. Keep that shoulder back. Now go ahead and bump your hip towards me. Good. Here. Feel that difference now from there. Now you can go and turn from there. Yeah. Good.
I think that's that connection though. Like trying to get that bump feel.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I'll show you. You keep hitting. I'm going to pull up a reference image just to show you what's going on with that movement, just to show you a couple extreme examples of it, but not to be too copy of anybody else. All right, cool. Here's a good example, and this may help you to kind of visualize this in a sense. The two centers of our body, that upper center, that chest, and that lower center, and those hips, that relationship between two. Now, Charlie, he's an example of one that does it probably a little extreme. There's a backswing, and we can see that chest center is behind where that hip center is, more away from the target. Something you do, you're pretty stacked. I'm not worried about that. It may even be a little bit in front, minimal. But watch what happens on the downswing. He maintains that relationship, so those hips stay out in front. That chest never gets in front of there. Chest almost stays there, and then at the last second, we got to fall that chest out of there. So let's see if we can work the feeling of the center of your chest staying back behind where the center of the hips are. The more that stacks on top, the more over we're swinging, the more that's back here, the more under and to the right that you're swinging. So it changes that path a little bit. So let's do it via that turn, and really is in the backswing too. So like on your way back, let's try to feel like that chest gets a little further back behind where the hips are. So you're almost going to feel like that chest turns over that right leg just a little bit more. It's an interesting feeling on the way back, where you tend to be a little bit more tilting. You're going to feel a little bit more coiling up and rotating. So yeah, good. Go with that for a second. We can solve a lot of this in the backswing.
Okay.
Yeah, the weird feeling there. So do one. I'll do one with you. There you go. Good. So stay there for a second. Now I'm going to tilt your body away from the target. Kind of this way a little bit. Yeah, good. So it feels strange. You feel like you're really over that right side. Now go in and bump that hip. Keep it out in front. Yeah, good. So focus your main feeling. Only thing you're worried about, getting that chest to feel like it's loaded back behind that ball a little bit more. Good chest on the way back. I think I was standing in the way on that one. Let's see. Oh, I moved at the right time. Okay. Down a little bit, not bad. Move.
Ooh, it's tipping over.
Sorry. A little bit.
Seems like I get back to old habits.
It's funny, right? When that speed goes back up, it changes right away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's even feel it at address. So taken lightly, that may not be exactly where that center is. Let's see if at address you can get the chest to sit back behind the hips at the start. So like you're gonna feel like you have a little bit of tilt away from the target with your upper body. So a couple ways we can feel that. We can feel like hip bumps forward a little bit, and as that bumps forward, it kind of tips you back. We just gotta feel like that right shoulder is away from that target a little bit more. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Stay there for a sec. Good. I'm gonna tilt you away from the target. Yeah, feels a little strange that you'd be tilted like that. But now try to turn from that spot. So you've got it stacked a little bit more on top. That's great. Okay, first couple are gonna feel a little strange. Yeah, let's keep that a constant, Christian, and kind of work on it. It's hard to see that. Like I'll put the shoulder and hip line on there. Earlier setup on the right side, and what you did on 2 swings ago on the left.
Mm-hmm.
I like this stacking, and it feels like you're tilting away, but really we're just getting our body kind of stacked. With a tendency before, again, it's very hard to feel it. And you may just do it automatically. That chest gets set a little too far in front, and then when you turn, it's already in front. It's contributing even more to some of that too. So I like that setup adjustment. That's gonna be kind of note number one is setup change. A slight bit of chest, what feels like behind the hips, but it's really pretty stacked on top. Right. So yeah, good.
Oh, that was flat.
Yeah. It feels wild like going back. It's a little different motion. It's interesting what it's doing at the swing direction too, which is kind of interesting.
What you mean?
So it's actually going more left with the swing path. Interesting. But you might not even be thinking about it. You may be just trying to focus in on that turn going back, which is fine. I'd rather you just focus right now, just set up and getting that chest to feel like it's a little bit more over that right foot on the way back. Yeah, setup's good there. Good. Setup much better though. A couple more there. Just feeling setup, and then we'll switch gears. Yeah, I love that. A little bit more stacked. Good. Good.
Ooh, that came too low.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just felt off there.
See, I was thinking about turning first.
And then it just that contact changes a little bit. So setup wise, much better there. Let's see the that chest positioning there. Yeah, much better. Stacked on there, nice. Tapped a little better. You do one for a sec for me. Club on your shoulders for a minute. Just get in that posture, and let's work on some of that turn. Where I'm still seeing a little bit when you start that turn. This tilting this way. I want you to feel like that front shoulder, that left shoulder moves across you a little bit more. Yeah. Play with that feeling. Do you feel a difference in that? Yeah, walk me through.
Because because I always hear people say shoulder down, so that's what I'm kind of working.
Kind of in that spot. That's a good, and it's good. We definitely want it. We don't want it to come up, and that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, guys, what you feeling? Sometimes if that limits how much that front shoulder moves, then we're creating that kind of tilt over towards that target and kind of moving there. So let's see if we can keep that moving, which you're absolutely right. We got to feel like that's down. So it's not necessarily standing up, but it's how you're getting that shoulder across versus, yeah. Because when you do that a couple times, like get into your posture and feel that out. So feel like that left shoulder is kind of coming across a little bit. Yeah. That's your feeling. Those arms are still going to lift. And the nice thing is you're keeping that shoulder down when you do that. And that's a good point, right? It's like we got to keep that shoulder down. But it feels like that shoulder moves across a little bit more. Yeah, good.
So it's not a dip.
Yeah, it's not much of a dip. Not as much. Now there is some bending that's happening, right? So when we're in that posture, I am bending a little bit more from there, but it's really not going to change level too much on the way back. Let's play with that for a second. Let's see how that feels. So that may change some of your feeling right away, early in the backswing. You're feeling that shoulder move across and less kind of tilted. Yeah, good. Do one more. I'm going to kind of help guide the shoulder. So when you're ready, go for it. So move over here. Yeah, good. Or I might reach and pull your hip towards me a little bit. There you go. Good.
Ooh, good. That feels like a good stretch.
That's a good stretch right there. Yeah, there you go. Good. Nice. Good swing. Good. Give that a go. A couple little small ones there. Grab a little training aid for us.
That was solid.
Moves even more left as well. All good. Keep it rolling.
All right, so when I get here, because I feel like holding, and then I go like that. So it's supposed to be on some release here.
Yeah, it's happening like if you even had a spot a sport part on the swing where it starts to go around where that right leg is. That's where we're going to start to feel a lot of that unwind as that hip kind of clears out of the way. Yeah, so it's kind of right down at the kind of hip level, right foot level, where you're letting that start to release and fire just a little bit more. Doing here is an exaggeration, but I really want you to feel like that. Let's really exaggerate some of that tilting, and I want you to really feel like you're turning around that right leg. So you're in there. Yeah, good. Do it one more time. Keep that shoulder up a little bit. So when you do, yeah, good. Not that you're going to stand up, but I wanted to feel like it's a little fire. Like that's where I want you to feel like you're in the top of the backswing. Stay there for a second. I'm just going to move the ball. From there, I want you to go ahead and shift down. Just make a downswing from there. Good. Just to see where that club's coming from a different spot at the top, right? I'll put you in a different spot in the backswing. Whoa. Dude, that's great right there. That's excellent. Great path going through there. I'm curious where that face on was.
It's always great posture without the ball.
It's so dumb, isn't it? Right? They put that ball in there. It changes everything. That's you turning that shoulder, getting that left shoulder to feel like it moves across your body a little bit more. Yeah. So it's going to be less, like you said, less dipping and more turning. Now, if we start to see you standing up, okay, then it's an issue, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think you're going to stand up too much from there.
I don't think naturally I'm going to sit there and stand up.
Yeah, right. You're gonna stay in that posture no matter what. Let's do that again. I want you to go to that same spot. We're going to hit some shots where we freeze like that. We go up to the top and hold it. It may be like terrible contact, but you're there. Good. I'm going to stack you this way a little bit more and back here. It feels wild. And I don't even care if you miss the ball. I just want you to try to swing down from there and try to hit one. Good. Don't even care the result for a minute. Just to get used to feeling that different spot coming back. Let's do it again. Good. Up and hold it. Great, right there. Good. Just hold back there. Good. This is gonna feel like it moves into the target a little bit. There you go. Good. Now give it a go. Fine. Good. Those are gonna be the case for a minute. Drop that club in there a little bit. Good. Your path there.
See?
Yeah, is that a ball, right? It's
It's
crazy,
the ball.
isn't it?
It's
It's
the ball.
crazy.
It's the ball. It gotta be the ball.
It's stupid thing.
It's because I feel like I don't trust my hands to direct it there.
I think
so
so.
it's like I'm focused.
You see ball and your brain's like, yeah, let me go after it and hit a little bit. Just for sake of a drill, just to practice, really ingrain that feeling. And just take your right foot. I want you to pull it back a couple inches. So yeah, perfect. So you're gonna kind of set up and give yourself some space around that right hip to let that club work in that inside just a little bit more. So we don't have to keep that forever. It's more of like a feeling. Yeah. Just playing with that for a second. So make that turn again. Do that nice and slow. I'm doing one more with you so you feel. Turn in here. Yeah, get that shoulder to feel like it's over there. Good. Now from there, go ahead and try to. Yeah. I don't mind that at all because I think that's a good movement going through there. If that picks up that path, watch the difference here. This is actually coming down a little bit more from around you. I'd rather you feel that. That would be an example of too far in the out. I don't mind it. That's a good example of like, okay, really exaggerating. Look at the difference in where that club pitch is coming from. We look at earlier swing on the right. Again, obviously full swing, so it's a different feeling coming down in there, but where that club's coming from here and where your body is at that delivery spot. So we're looking at top of that backswing. See where that body's going. All right, cool. So we can actually see some of that tilt going on where there's where your spine is tilting before kind of crossing over. Now you've got that leaning back just a little bit more. So I like that entry. You're exaggerating it. I don't mind it. It's a better release. Let's see if we can do a couple more like that. Even if they dribble out there just a couple yards, I don't mind that.
Okay. Right foot back.
Yeah, right foot back. Just I want you just to get comfortable feeling that club working from that inside spot, and then we'll work it back from there. Yeah, I didn't quite read that path. It's a good swing. Second. Good. I'm gonna do one with you just to feel it. Yeah, when you're ready to make that turn, keep out of shoulders. That's it. Yeah, good. Feel that. Good. Last two like that. Just slow like that. Just feeling that out. Get yourself set. Turn. I'm gonna help the hands a little bit. Good here. Good. And these can lift in front of you a little bit more. Good. So you have more space. Good. That ball. Coming down. A little better. There we go. Starting to move it down there. Try a couple on your own there. See if you can feel that same move. Take your time at the top. Readjust yourself. Okay, similar. Good. That's a good adjustment when that path's kind of around 3 or 4. Then we start shrinking it. When it's at 7, 8, okay, then we're running into some trouble.
Yeah.
That's when we know. Right? That's when we know. Do one more. I'll do one more with you. On that. Yeah, good. Stay in there. Good. Turn back in here. Take your hips. Try to bump your hip to me. Keep your hip. Yeah, even kick your hip. Feel like you kick your hip even further in front of your chest. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So really bump that hip towards me. Good. There you go. Good. Bump that hip out. And then go. Almost. So that was one where the bump was good, but the upper body went with it. So you got here, and then you went left, and the upper body and lower body kind of went. We got to feel here, kind of pushing that out there first. Exactly. If you're stuck with that at home, a drill that you can do to play with that is that club on the shoulders and taking the arms out of it. But just feeling here, and if you have a mirror, it's a great visual too. Like set your phone up so you can just watch yourself. I'm here, and I want to see this versus right now. That last move's this. See the difference? Yeah. So that and chest stays back. Right. Chest has got to feel like it's staying back relative to where your hips are. If they start crashing forward, that's why we kind of tilted you a little bit in the backswing, getting a little bit more behind the ball.
Okay.
But it's the same kind of focus on the downswing.
Bump, bump,
Okay.
bump.
Play with that for a second. Not a bad swing going through there. We'll watch that in a second. Close. Better with that hip bump. I know that felt a little off. Yeah.
Felt a little off, but we getting there.
We're getting there. Pat's coming down a little bit. It's weird. Again, that's that feeling. It's going to feel crazy, but it's going to almost feel like a slide of those hips. And eventually, Pat's coming down better, though. It's good. Swing direction is better. The more we can bump that hip left, the more it's going to kick that path right.
That felt good.
That was a good swing coming down. And again, that was a little bit more speed. You see what happens when that speed goes up, right? That path starts to shrink back, jump back up there a little bit. Which is
I actually felt the bump.
The bump a little bit good.
Yeah.
And that's really step one. Again, getting that feeling of where the body's moving to help control some of that club movement. Do one or two no ball for a second, just a reset. So definitely. Good. So really load behind it. Great there, dude. Keep that chest back. See if you can really push your hip towards that target. So I want you to almost feel like you bump it, like literally feel like you're sliding it that way. Good. And as you bump it left, you're gonna feel like that goes back. You feel that feeling right there, where you kind of go, yes, there you go, good. It's kind of what's doing is as you bump that left hip forward, it kind of drops down that right shoulder a little bit. Now, too much is a problem, and when we tilt too much, it's an issue. But that can help kind of keep that relationship with that hip. So I feel like you really push that hip towards, dude, that's great right there. Play with that for a couple swings. Yeah, I love that. If you can repeat that feeling right there, Christian, it's great, dude. Then you can start to feel that bump. See that upper body.
I loosen up my grip.
You know the story. Without the ball, it's so good, right?
Always.
Great delivery there. It's a better bump. So bump that, let that hip go. Better, good. And as you progress that hip forward, something you can start to feel too. When I'm in that top spot, as I'm starting my downswing, I want to keep what feels like my hips still turned and closed, and then I feel like I'm shifting to that target while I'm still closed. So it's like if I'm trying to throw something and my target's out there, but I'm trying to throw somebody over that right side, I'm going to stay closed a little longer as I load up and then open up. Because if I'm here and I start to open up too much, then I'm going to have to change my release a little bit in my arm. It's the same idea where I want you to feel you're still closed, then you move, and then let that go. Does that make sense? So you may be less likely to turn and open up. When you do that movement, you can get that hip down. It's going to be a game changer for you. So stay there. Yeah, good. So now you're going to keep everything closed. I'm going to put some pressure on your hip this way. You're going to feel like that bump happens from there. Feel that. And there's your shift. Now that club's in a good spot. Then you can, yeah. That's what I want you to feel like. Imagine I'm literally there pushing on that hip, kind of going to the target. There's your shift. And then you can let that go a little bit more.
Question.
Please.
All right, so when we here.
Yeah.
What am I feeling with my hands? Is it coming down? Is it like coming down?
It'll feel like kind of like pendulum. Think
like a
progressive speed. Like it's going to be slow acceleration or the quick acceleration, I should say. But the hands when you're coming down, if you're there, I want the first feeling to feel like there's in that shifting. When you're shifting in there, they're going to feel like they kind of fall and drop. So they fall down in this direction. Then we're going to pick up speed and let that release through there. If we feel like we want to pull too quickly from there, then it's going to be too fast. That club kind of kicks out away from you. So here, feeling like kind of just a fall, a little bit of fall down, then I can pull it through. So in that transition, they drop a touch, and then they go. Yeah, and you're feeling speed later rather than speed early in the downswing, where this is speed early versus here, let it fall. And then I let it flow a little bit more naturally. And that'll kind of happen with the body shift. So that shifting is allowing that club to sit and fall. Then I can rotate and turn and open up my body.
Okay. So
that answers your question. So kind of feel like it drops.
In a way, just make sure you loosen up your hands.
Exactly. They're gonna feel loose.
I feel like I'll be holding this
tight on it a little bit too. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, loose. It's gonna feel like it's a light transition. They kind of fall a little bit, and in conjunction with some of that body movement. Good. Good swing. Do it one more time. So feel that pressure. I'm gonna push on your hip a little bit, so you make that nice and slow. Good. So as you transition, you feel that bump of that hip. This is gonna start to push this way. Good. And so that's when those hands kind of fall a little bit. Now from there, then you're good to. Then you can let that open up. Good. Good. So I capture that in time. I might have been too slow. Actually, not bad though. Look at the downswing delivery, dude. Let's see that bump. Good. A little bit more stack there on top. See that bump. Yeah, there's impacts into that extension. It's interesting too. There's more weight finishing on that left foot, and you'll see that right foot earlier kind of still had some weight on that foot, and that was pre-shift. That was before we started talking about that shifting feeling, where now you got a little bit more pressure going to that left foot, and now that right foot's going to start to come off the ground. With that pressure, you're going to start to come off the ground a little bit better, a lot lighter on that right foot, versus here, still a lot of pressure. Like at impact, you're almost not flat-footed, but almost that point where here at impact, that right heel starting to come off the ground a little bit, which is great. We want that to be the case. We want that right heel coming off the ground. That's telling me you're putting pressure to that left side really well. So yeah, you're doing a great job of here, turn, and then feel that pressure fall. And I let that club go. Yeah, good. Okay. Keep working that feeling. Oh. Close with that bump. Closer. I like where that bump is. Good. Swing direction's coming down. Hit a couple more. Give me 1 sec. How'd that feel? Look good. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Look at that path. Let's see that bump. Good. Yeah. Really just keeping that chest back a little bit more is going to help control that path so much. And again, that's kind of ties into that first thing we talked about, where that club was going back. Mm-hmm. The more that's starting to tilt like that, as you get up to that top of the backswing and you tilt and you kind of come back down from that tilt, the club's going to want to revert back, kind of go out over from where you were, where now you let that drop, it's going to fall in and under just a little bit more. So when you were doing that backswing earlier, okay. Nice. Let's keep working on it. And we're going to keep the wedge for right now. If we want to swap clubs, we can, but totally cool to keep that. Yeah, much better. That right foot's clearing a lot better. You're not as stuck and jammed on that right leg.
Okay, we can go to a 9.
You want to go up? Let's do it. Yeah, you tell me. You want to do a little longer? Like 7, 8, something like that?
Well, we could do 8.
Let's do 8. Just feel that out. 8. Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, now it's the same thing, but a little
same idea, just a little longer. Yeah, exactly. Same concept. Big focus, getting that. Shoulder's not going to tilt down as much, but that hip bump's going to be your most important focus.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you because this was really good. This was earlier on the right side, and I'll send you these too. But this was you turning a little differently. This was your downswing sequence different. So this was before chest was out, got over. This was you kind of bumping that hip for staying closed longer. Mm-hmm. And that shaft drops in much better, dude. That's great. This was steeper, kind of through that shoulder. You already see that club kind of kicking out, getting away from you. This is staying back on that plane a little bit more. And again, entry point a little different. And exit, again, we talked about weights getting off of that right foot a lot earlier too. So really good adjustment there. Let's keep rolling with the 8-iron and see if we can keep that same momentum going, but same intention. Let that hip get out in front of that chest. That's how it goes with that big club.
Jesus.
It's so dumb.
Jumped up to 10.
I know, right?
8.
Crazy. All good. We'll get it back. Drop that right foot back a touch. So, yeah, there you go. Just a tiny bit for right now, just to feel it. Again, doesn't have to stay there forever.
Ooh. I feel like that came way out. Yeah.
Caught that heel a little bit. All good. Reset. That was closer. I know the contact was a little bit on that ground there, but that was better. And something I highlighted there too, again, I'm still seeing a little bit of it. At the top of that backswing, this one not as much. This is actually a little bit better. See, towards the top of the backswing, so the chest is really stacked there, but then as you get to the top, that chest starts to fall and drift a little bit ahead of that upper body. Not as much as some of these other ones where, like when we go in that swing direction, it gets really left on you. And then really start to tilt. There's that shoulder tilting. That gets a little bit more out on front. Let's see if we can get that on the way back. That it may feel like too, Christian, like a little less turn, to be honest. Like it may feel like you're not going as far. I think when you get really long in there and that chest starts to lean this way, as you start to turn back down, you're gonna come right over it. So do one slow, we'll do them together just to feel it. Like yeah, that's kind of your max turn there with that. Yeah, where before this was keep going and you were kind of leaning towards that target. You're here. Now
this feels comfortable.
Yeah, and then give it a go. Good. It's probably less turn. It'll probably be a lot easier, but probably less tired too when you're done with swings.
I feel like it came over the top though.
That one there a little bit. Yeah. Good. One more time. So instead of this feeling where this goes, do one slow with me. Instead of going like tilting down with that shoulder, I want you to feel like that shoulder gets across this way and moving that way.
Okay.
So I'll do one with you slow so you can feel it. You ready? Yeah, good. Good. There you go. Good. Good. How'd that feel? Shift look okay. I'd be curious.
Oh, good.
Not bad. Yeah, swing direction, let the touch left there, but better with the chest there at the top. Kind of highlight our chest versus hips there.
Loosen up my hands.
Got a little bit on that. Yeah, still a little bit on there. Your shift was better, so that helped it a lot, but yeah, still a little too much of that upper body stacking up on top.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be your focus, though. It's a good thing to practice. You can kind of work on that. It's a nice thing you can do at home, so you don't need to be.
I didn't feel like it went that way.
Yeah, go in there a little bit. Come back to that big one there. All good. Reset for a second. Really exaggerated setup for a minute. Just another drill. Just practice. Set normal. I want you to really feel like you bump your left hip really exaggerated forward. Yeah, like you were like really, yeah, exactly. Just make some swings from there. It's going to feel strange with that hip bump forward. Just want you to play with that as a, again, treat this as a drill, not how we're going to actually swing it, but just feel that.
This how this reminds me of this YouTuber Seguda.
Yeah.
golf. Yeah,
Oh yes, they're big with that bump and that. Yeah.
He starts off with the lean like
With
that.
that
That's how
bump.
it kind of try to start as well.
It's not a bad way to feel it. It's definitely a little bit more like biased in that front side, but I don't mind it, especially when we're seeing kind of that hip go tilt this way. Like if we kind of bump it out like that, it allows you to turn around a little easier, even for like the sake of the feel. Yeah, so kind of feel that bump forward and stays there. Contact was better, even if that pulled left a little bit on you.
How you know it pulled left right off the rip?
On the rip, I just see that movement. I'm just like,
okay.
I saw when you turned, I saw all that move. Also, too, I can see where it hits the screen, and I'm like, all right, I see where that's starting. The ball flight, I'll try to guess it, but at least I can see that start line there. It was not a bad swing though. I like that movement though. Get that hip bump a little bit more. Bump that hip forward. There you go. Good. And turn around that right leg. This guy's got heel there, but not a bad swing though. It's shrinking that swing direction a little bit. You're not stacked on top as much. Better downswing though, Christian. Good. Let's keep going. Okay. I like that progression. Closer. Yeah. Even more that way. Better though. Doing a good job. I think that bump's helping you a little bit. Stay on that. Keep from tilting.
That felt good.
Yeah, good swing. Nice. Yeah, the last like 3 or 4 have been much more neutral with that path coming down. That's great, dude. You have to do that bump again. Good. Bump it and then feel like this is like tilting away. Feel like it's a driver swing. Just even for a drill. You feel like you're really tilted. Like when you're in the driver and you got that tilt going. Just for sake of that, and we'll kind of dial it back a little bit. Bad swing.
I feel like I'm definitely coming in more.
A little bit lower. Yeah, definitely. And it's wild because like the setup doesn't. It feels probably super exaggerated. It's not too much, which is nice.
No, honestly, that's me right there. As far as like,
yeah, that's what you just did on the left.
Shift?
That's where that bump was. That's where it was starting today. So that's where that bumps. And it's interesting. You get a little bit more tilt going on with the shoulders. These kind of leveled out. Again, I'd be curious to see what that does to the turn going back, but pretty good stack. Getting that way forward and definitely coming down lower though for sure. There's that earlier drop. So it's dropping down. That one kind of stayed out just a little bit. Let's keep working it.
Okay.
With that bump, that setup adjustment. Contact was good. Okay. I like that. Good. Let's keep playing with that feeling. See if anything pops up as you're working through that.
Whoa.
Okay. Never happened. Never saw it. It was a bad ball anyway. We'll get it out of there. Close, dude. Shrunk up a little bit. Not bad, though. We can live with that path for a minute.
All right. See?
Sorry, that old pattern just snuck back in there a little bit. Good. Do it one more time. Go slow to that downswing there. Yeah. Good. Bring that in here. I'm going to feel like that. This hand kind of feels like it works down just a little bit more. Good. Softens that grip a little bit. And there's your entry point. We're throwing that out there. There you go. Yeah, good. Hit a couple short ones like that.
Okay.
This is a reset. Sometimes it's nice to feel that reset. Yeah, so feel that left hand, that glove hand down a little bit more towards the ground. Good. Good.
Oh, I feel like I really came on top of that one. So my wrist is that naturally supposed to just be like that though?
We want it to happen kind of naturally, right? Exactly. But sometimes that happens if it doesn't happen, if the grip's too tight, if we're holding on to it too much tension, it prevents it from happening. Naturally, it's going to happen as you kind of unwind and let that clip fall. But a lot of that's pressure in the grip, yeah, keeping that pressure a little bit lighter. If you're like 1 to 10, if you're 10, choking it out, you'd be like a 7. There you go. Yeah, good. One more little half. It's crazy. You probably felt so right with your swing. You probably felt you were way out there.
It was good though.
It's not a bad swing though. I like that. It's a good adjustment, especially like you haven't played in a bit. You can work through that. There you go. I like this as a drill for you. Like you're hitting on the mat for a bit. You can kind of warm up and hit like 15, 20 shots like that where you feel like that face is in a good place. You don't have to mess with too much with the hands, but you're really feeling that shift. Feel that chest back behind and hit some little half ones out there. Yeah. Feel that chest stand. Yeah. Chest stand back. Hips get out in front. Let those hips go. Good shifting there. Nice. Let's see what that does to the path. That was actually a lot better shifting. Yeah, good. That shrinks that down significantly, dude. That's great. Do that again. See if we can get that same feel there for a minute. The hard part is battling the body's tendency. There we go. Look at that. That's actually more in doubt. The body's tendency to want to open up versus shifting a little bit more. These are the last two.
I promise you, all it really is just trying to separate my hips from my body.
From the chest. Yeah. They want to go, they want to stay connected, and they want to get out on top.
Yeah, they all. 100%. Yeah. They want to move in one fluid motion, but you realize that it really is a step. Like,
yeah. It's that little bit delay, right, between that stretch of that upper and the lower body, right? Exactly, that separation. And again, that's part of that too. Like, let that be as your process. Make sure your setup feels good. Like, okay, I've put myself in that position where I can create that relationship of chest back a little bit. Because right, like if that gets too far on top and I turn down and tilt, well, now I got to really back out of there to get that chest back. Versus if I'm already setting there a little bit more, it's a lot easier to kind of push back in. You're absolutely right. Just separating that feeling between the two. As you work through those drills of the body swings and the drills of these little half ones will help kind of get that feeling. Think of that shift as your friend, right? That lateral movement out with those hips helps them get out in front of the body, helps them separate a little bit. And what feels natural is a good swing. It feels natural is to do that, like everything together and turn and rotate it. Obviously, it's a little bit more of a natural feeling. Better downswing there, dude. That's good. Okay. A little bit more left on that one.
Okay.
This was earlier swing. I'm just going to record this. Obviously, you'll have this video of it, but I just want to send you some of this from here to on TrackMan so you can see it. But this was earlier. Again, the focus being where that chest was and what we're feeling in transition. So a little bit more separation going on with the hips. And you can see the difference on how when you separate those hips a little bit and you bump out those hips, where that club starts to fall. It starts to fall a little bit more through that mid-arm versus up through the shoulder. That was where we were before. And look at the difference in path, too. So path is 6 left, swing direction really left. Path here, swing direction very minimal, very neutral, and path very neutral as well. So you've brought that down via the body, right? So you did a little bit different shifting going with that lower half. We've got a little bit more slide, if you will, or shift towards the target, where here you're staying a little bit more central. A lot of weight still on that right foot as you turned and finished. That right foot was still kind of planted. And again, I like how this foot's releasing a little bit better. This heel's off the ground a little bit sooner. And you got a little bit taller finish in there. So I like the finish. You're getting to a better spot. And again, allowing yourself to separate that lower body from the upper body. Again, the focus, and I'll send you this so you can play with that feeling in the shoulders versus hip connection. Again, more draw shape is going to be this structure, right? So I'm at the top of the backswing. I'm a little bit more stacked with the upper body, lower body, and then letting that lower body lead, keeping it out in front of the chest. Here, again, kind of had to bail a little bit, but because you shifted, you got there. And so there's our impact versus, again, there's that impact being a little bit more up at it. So something to keep in mind, that chest at the start is going to be huge, but then, like you said, that separation, letting these guys go out in front of the chest a little bit is huge to help with that feeling. Like that's where it kind of hit some shot setup from there. You see the difference in that upper body lean. Even though it's not a bad swing, there's still some room for that to be a little bit more right, but that's not a bad adjustment from where you were. So it's a good starting spot. I'll share it. That should go to your app too, so you'll be able to see that, kind of look through that. Yeah, separating that hip there. Had that speed, I tell you what. All good. Get a couple more there.
I feel like I came over too.
A little bit.
Bump, bump, bump.
Bump, bump. Exactly. Stack that chest and we're bumping. Closer, that's better coming down. That bumped.
Yeah, I
You
felt
push
that
that
one.
at forward. Yeah, I was gonna say you weren't holding back on that one. It shrunk that path a little bit. It's good contact too. That'll help your contact too in that low point. So that shifting is what's helping move that low point forward as well. So contact where it's more ball first than turf comes from that. If that weight stays on that back foot, tendency to release it a little early, kind of catch ground or even thin it. Now as you feel that shifting in, now we're moving that low point out in front. So keeping that chest where it is, chest is back, hips go. Feel that bump.
Oh.
That's pretty minimal there. Nice, dude. Let's see how it drops down. Better, dude. Nice. Some fun to work on there. Let's keep going. Let's do a couple more. My next guy's not here yet. We'll go until he gets it here, if that's cool with you.
Okay, no
A couple more. Might roll up in a second. Go.
Yep. Got it.
Just a little bit there. Better. Cut that path down a little bit.
I got you.
That's good, though. That's good. Ooh. Closer there. I know contact felt a little off. A little higher on the heel there, but delivery there was better.
I see the bump is bringing the club path down though.
It's kind of that bump's helping kind of drop it, where you're not having to like necessarily like steer it and guide it down there, but the bump kind of helps you get to that point of dropping it in there a little bit. Yeah, good. The bump helps you drop the club.
I even feel like I brung that one back far.
Yeah, true, and it's like should be able to create some more speed that way too. It's less of that glancing blow kind of cutting across it, a little bit more of that direct strike into the ball. Good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Felt that one.
So turf then. Reset yourself. Get one more for me then. My next guy just rolled up there. We'll get it cranking. Hey, good. How are you? We'll finish up. Snuck in there a little bit. It's funny how we had that speed in there. It changes things a little bit. How you feeling
Yeah.
though? Feeling good with that? Some stuff to
feeling
kind of
good,
work on
though.
a little bit? Yeah, kind of play with a little bit.
I just gotta, like I said, just come down more.
I feel like that separation, right?
Yeah,
That
I feel
shift.
like when I come in my shoulders first.
Yeah, it's right away, right? So give it that delay. Again, drills that body movement, feeling this, really exaggerate, like really pushing that butt out forward, like shit, I'm way back behind it. Then I can turn versus right when that shoulder goes and that starts to move this way. That's when you get into that. Yes, that tilt, that bump is going to be huge, and then where that thing's moving to. So really good stuff, dude. Awesome stuff. Man.
Thank you.
Always
Thank
fun.
you.
Absolutely, man. No, I enjoyed it. That was good.